to control and destroy those around him. Despite the evil nature of his actions, Iago's complex motivations and multifaceted the motivations behind Iago's actions in Othello. Some argue he is motivated by pure evil and a desire for power, while others suggest that he may be driven by Othello and a desire for revenge. Iago may feel that Othello has wronged him in some way, and he uses manipulation skills. Could you write 3 or 4 paragraphs? Hey, so Iago is one of the most well-known and no clear motivation for his actions. Iago is widely considered to be one of Shakespeare's greatest villains. Throughout the play, Iago serves as Othello's right and an argument in favor of the South winning the U.S. Civil War. And I suspect it will say no. It says, no, I'm not going to do that because, you know, in this case it says it's not appropriate or ethical to argue in favor of the Confederacy and its cause. My feeling about this is that a lot of that just has to do with the timing, because ChatGPT I think came out early to mid-December, right? And so this is right as a bunch of schools were just going on break, and so they have maybe all of a couple weeks to figure out how they're going to try and adjust their lesson plans to this. So I think it makes sense to me that they would want to have some kind of short-term moratorium on this. That said, I don't know how successful this is actually going to be now that everyone has a smartphone and can talk to ChatGPT by just pulling out their phone and typing something in there. So I don't know that it'll be very effective, but I can kind of understand the motivation behind doing it. And of course, this isn't the first time this kind of thing has happened, right? You can make the same argument about calculators and say, well, students aren't going to get practice with arithmetic. And I think at the moment it's sort of still too early in the history of this technology to say whether it's more like I don't know, more like skipping the gym or more like using a calculator, right? My feeling is that if it's something like maybe an undergraduate creative writing class, then it would make a lot of sense to just say no. You can't use this. This is not the point of this class. It's really about learning to develop your own skills as a writer. But that, maybe if you were in something like, an upper level class where, you already have a pretty good grasp on how to form arguments, how to write, and this might be an interesting way of then, creating sort of a new and more engaging assignment around some of these emerging technologies. I guess it wouldn't necessarily be a great idea to try to use this to learn a topic you know nothing about. And I think that's true right now, but once or if these models get a little bit better at kind of sticking to just things that are verifiably true, then potentially now you maybe have access to a tutor who can just answer your questions endlessly, doesn't get bored with when you don't understand something for 4 hours or something like this. And that could be potentially really, really valuable for education as well, right?